The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and we came here to talk some boxing with thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, he's back by popular demand. You know, I feel like every live that I do, whether it's me by myself or me going live for a fight, everyone always asks. They say, you know, BT, where's Pops? Where's Pops at? When to really spice these lives up? Well, guess what? Due to popular demand, he's back. So Pops, before we get into the boxing talk, just so for people out there, explain why you haven't been on the lives recently, and just give people an update with what you have going on, because people have been wondering where you've been at.
Okay. Can you hear me pretty good?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Basically, I moved to from Florida to North Carolina. I don't know if Brendan told you, he has an 8-year-old daughter, and I have an 8-year-old daughter,
Yeah.
and the 8-year-old daughter is up here, and she also needs she's got like special needs and stuff too. So my in-laws are taking care of her. So I had at some point make a move to be closer to her, so I could be the father that I needed to be. That being said, it's been a journey. We still haven't settled down yet. It's a headache up here, but just going through it with that. And the only therapy that I miss, believe it or not, is talking to all you 80,000 subscribers and the support that you give Brandon, and vice versa. So here I am, man. I'm here for you guys. We can talk the talk, walk the walk, talk the shit, and do whatever you want to do. Pops is here.
So it's crazy because the viewership's already increasing. You know, minute by minute, it's already increasing exponentially. So
Right.
People are happy to see you back, Pop. So we won't waste too much time. Before we get to the comments, I want to get your quick thoughts on this past weekend's fight. You know, I know you were very invested in it. You know, Canelo versus Berlanga. What did you make of it?
Well, start off, the reality is there's levels to boxing, and it showed what Canelo did to Berlanga, why he was not in Canelo's level. Simple as that. And I usually don't go for a lot of Puerto Rican fighters, but I decided I still was voting, pushing for him. I knew Canelo was probably going to win, but I am deep in my heart, I wish he would have won. But the reality is, to me, um, I don't think when you're a hungry fighter, you got to come out there and you got to show no respect, no mercy. And I said in a lot of my comments throughout Instagram, and on YouTube, that I think he should have started out fast, used his youth, and pounded the shit out of Canelo's chest instead of just backing up with that fucking just doing that little jab that he was doing. As big as he is, I don't care if you have opportunity. You could have been greater than what you were. I'm not taking that away from you. You got the bag and everything, but I will say I was very disappointed because I expected more from him. Now I'll compare him to this other fighter that has better skills, and you're going to say the same thing. Now, if that was if he had the skills like Morel, like he's hungry, like he wants it, or even Pacheco, that really goes in there and shows the skills and goes forward and push forward and go, it's okay because they can turn different uh, degrees of attacking Canelo. But he had no fucking. To me, even having that coach, he didn't do shit. He just was happy to go for a picnic and have some champagne instead of having water.
Really feel, Pops? Tell them how you really feel.
Yeah, man, fuck him because I love him and all. I love Puerto Rico. I'm happy for him, but fuck him saying giving himself credit on the shoulder that he tried the best with a legend. He almost sounds like fucking Charlo, not completely, but just the same way. Like, how do you sit there and give yourself credit when you were supposed to go in there and show what you're all about? That's why I distinguish him different between him and the Morel and the Pacheco. And people are going to argue and say, well, yeah, that's because Morel and Pacheco have a lot of levels. They got different skills. Doesn't matter. If I meet you in the streets, right, and you're
Yeah.
going to kick my ass, right, I'm not going to sit there and just get on my knees and say, beat the fuck out of me. I'm going to beat the fuck out of you any way I can. And I'm not showing you no respect. I'm going to knock you I'm going for the kill.
I hear
And
you.
I don't think he did that. And then when he finished and he said, and he talking and he's just talking and this and that. And then I guess I heard rumors that he was laughing after or he was happy with his wife and everything and the money. You know what? I'm happy he fought Canelo. I'm happy he got the bag, but I don't think that's the version. And I see all these Puerto Ricans on there going, oh yeah, you're the king, you're going to do this. Get the fuck out of here. If he goes in there and he fucking plays paddleball and golf fight like he did like this fight, whether it's him or Morel, he's gonna get eaten alive. He's gonna get fucking eaten
What do
alive.
you call it? Tap boxing?
Tap dancing, paddleball, playing tennis. That's all he did. He backed up. He kept backing up. Oh well, I threw one punch because he's a legend.
Let
No,
me ask you.
motherfucker. You supposed to you when Phyllis. Go ahead.
Let me ask you this. A lot of people are giving Edgar Berlanga credit. They're saying that he exceeded expectations. When I went to the press conference, Keith Connolly and Edgar Berlanga, Keith Connolly's manager said that Edgar Berlanga in this fight, he shocked the world by going the distance. What do you think of people giving Berlanga all this credit for going 12 rounds with Canelo Alvarez without really trying to win the fight?
No, I think this is how my perception of it. He's a younger fighter, the stronger, bigger fighter. He's got a lot more youth and a lot more less mileage on his body as far as what Canelo's done. He should have been taking care of that, and that's different between. Okay, I can't compare him to Bill, but what I'll say about Bill, what he did right was he used his quickness and his speed, and he came in and he used his youth against him and went to that body and broke that body down. Berlanga didn't even do that. Berlanga was fighting half on his back foot. Whenever Canelo got him, they put him to sleep with that shot in the third round. He just sat there. So I'm not giving him no props. No, I'm not. I will say I'm happy that he got the bag. I'm happy that his career is good for his family. But don't sit there and give you credit when you were supposed to go in there. You had a chance of your life. You think De La Hoya, you think Salvador Sanchez, you think fucking Phyllis Trinidad, you think all these other guys, the legends, just sat there for a big fight and just sat there and played tennis for you? And then go drink champagne and have fun and just pat yourself on the back? No, you don't pat yourself on the back. You don't pat yourself. You're supposed to go in there and show what you're all about. That to me, that wasn't it wasn't as great as people make it sound. That was because it's Mexican. That was not a Mexican Puerto Rican fight at all. That was a fucking professor, a Mexican professor, teaching the student how to fight. That's all it was. And so I don't want to hear about all these Puerto Ricans saying that he's the greatest. Like one Puerto Rican came out and he was saying, yeah, everybody's bashing before the fight. They were bashing with Berlanga, saying he's gonna get this, Canelo's gonna do this, and the Puerto Rican was very adamant because he was saying that, and he's talking about Puerto Rico. He was saying because we still should be glorifying Berlanga because he's from our country no matter what. Yeah, I was happy he got the fight, but I'm not happy how the outcome was.
Yeah.
He didn't show me. He didn't show me nothing to show me. When I go in a fight, you see me how short I am. I will do anything. I fought big guys and him and pick you up and be hungry, tear your ass up like a fucking lion. That's where you're supposed to go. You're supposed to tear his neck out, have no respect. But Berlanga falls in my category. He falls in the fucking the same category of Charlo. Motherfucker. Yep. He just went in there, collected his check, patted himself on the shoulder. He said because he's young and he fought a legend that he's supposed to be great. No. When fucking take for example when Ugas fought Pacquiao. I mean, I'm just saying. And yes, Ugas a little older, he has skills and everything, but Ugas didn't sit there and say, well, I come from Cuba. I don't have anything. I just fought him. I got my paycheck. Now I can eat steaks instead of eating just bread and butter. No, he went in there and he showed him out. You have to do that. De La Hoya, when he fought whoever he had to fight, with Phyllis Trinidad and so forth and so forth, you got to go in there and kill. That's the biggest opportunity you had. You could have made more. You could be more money richer if you had all them belts. But no, you went in there like Charlo, and you just wanted a free lunch. That's why I always say Pacheco. If Pacheco went in, I think Pacheco would have gave fucking Canelo a better fight.
Okay, fair enough, Pops. Well, Pops, I want to acknowledge some of the comments.
So go ahead. What do you think?
You do have a lot of comments, so let's get to the comments. We got my man Daniel Rubin, Pro Box in the building. He said, "Let's go." Pops is back. Shout out to Daniel Rubin. Box got him in the building. We got Carl Hansen, Boxing Kangaroo. He says, salute to BT and Pop. Salute to you, Carl. Good to see you. Brandon Clark, he says, salute to True School Sports. Yes, sir. We got Jesus M in the building. I see Jesus M. We'll get to that comment later on. Falling Stars in the building. We got Jesus M. He said, and this is a comment for you, Pop. He says, TV Azteca Mexico exaggerating, saying that Berlanga versus Canelo is the fight of the year.
No, it's a shit fight to me. No, the the odds told you everything about what's going to happen there. You had a gumball fighter going in there trying to just use that jab instead
There's
of
a what?
using like
What
like
fight?
I said, as big as he was, he was a fucking gumball. He was supposed to be the motherfucking hammer. Blanca's supposed to be the hammer, nailing Canelo in the coffin with the nail. Canelo was the nail, and he didn't do shit. And then to get Lord to sleep by Canelo, and Canelo caught him with that left. Woo! And then he went to pound the fucking. He hit the canvas and punched the canvas more than he did fucking Canelo. You know. And to me, that's a disappointment.
All right.
I'm happy for us, like I told you, but I'm disappointed.
Okay, pops. I wanted to ask you this question because Paulie Malignaggi made a great point in on one of the Pro Box videos. He said that Edgar Berlanga he's 27. He's in his physical prime, and he didn't really
Hmm.
come to win against Canelo. But now he's gotten a taste of that Canelo money. So, do you think, pops? Do you think that Berlanga can mentally get himself to the place where he can continue to improve and build off of the experience he got in this fight, or do you think that because he got the money, now you're going to see Edgar Berlanga just plateau and not really improve much?
I'm gonna say it like this: uh, when you get on the bike, you fall off the bike, you get back up on the bike, you do the same thing all the time. I'm not saying, I'm not using this term as a duck. I'm just using what I'm saying about it. If you are a duck and you quack like a duck, then you're a duck. What am I getting at? But if Belonga went in there and fought the way he did, I didn't see nothing different about him. Uh, that he actually overran Canelo. He didn't do shit. I'm willing to bet also Canelo could have put him out earlier than the third round. Canelo carried Berlanga on his shoulder and made a show out of it towards the end because Canelo could have got him out earlier. I'll tell you that right now because all Berlanga was fighting off his back foot and coming back with that jab. Nothing more than that, and a couple of punches here and there. You cannot do that in a big fight like that. You got to go in there and use your youth, use your strength. Man, I had one guy that was 6'6". I remember when I had one guy went 6'6", and I picked that motherfucker up. And that was Belonga, and he was Canelo. I picked him up, and I said, I had no mercy. You got to show no respect. Until Canelo runs into a fight like that, and that's not going to happen. And that's why Canelo doesn't say nothing about Beterbiev. He doesn't say anything more about Bivol. He really wants to fight him. These fighters, because he knows these guys have no respect for him in the ring. And that's how you got to be. You have to be that to take him out. And you didn't do that. But I'm happy for Canelo. I'm not hating on Canelo. I'm just telling you what Berlanga didn't do to make himself great. Don't tell me he's the next great in 10 years from now that he's the next great Puerto Rican boxer. Get the fuck out of here. You didn't do it now. You fucking ain't gonna do it again.
All
Because
right,
he's
all
gonna have
right,
to meet Pacheco. He's gonna have to meet Morel. All right.
all right, pops. The next question I wanted to ask you because what do you think is next for Canelo, and what do you think is next for Berlanga? What you think?
I think Canelo, in my opinion, and I think he's accomplished a lot already. I think sooner or later we're gonna see the last of Canelo. I think what he really wants to do is try to get a rematch with Bivol more so than fighting Bitterviv. Because when you asked him about Bitterviv, his hearing was bad. All of a sudden, his hearing was bad. He
Yeah.
couldn't answer you or nothing.
What was
So
your
I
reaction?
think, what in my opinion, I think. Yeah, I can't hear you. Can you say it again?
What was your reaction to when I asked Canelo about Beterbiev?
I was like, "What the fuck, man? You just beat this guy. You want to fight Bivol, but you don't want to give the credit to Beterbiev." And I think a lot of people are saying it's because Beterbiev is also a 175 pound, a big strong guy, and Canelo doesn't have that power to deal with these two guys. And I think that, but if you want to really cement your legacy, you'll fight the win. He should have said, "I'll fight the winner," or either or. That's what he told you, either Bivol or better be it, but he didn't even say better be his name. He
No,
just said Bivol.
I'm
So
the one
I
that
think Canelo's gonna fight.
knows how to say his name because I never heard him say that name ever. To be honest.
Oh, okay, yeah, that could be too. But then he could have said the Russian. He could have said something the Chechang or whatever his name is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It could something else. But I will say he's either gonna take a fight with Bivol. I don't know. I don't think he's never gonna take the fight with Benavides. Um, and I don't know who else. But I like to see him like fight these two guys, either one, and we already know the outcome with Bivol. Imagine what better be able to do to him. So I don't know what more he got left. I think sooner or later he's just gonna say, I got what I want. That who's there for me to challenge? You know what I mean? He doesn't.
What about Terrence Crawford?
I was gonna say that Crawford. I would love to see that fight. I really would. But Canelo's excuse is he came out and said that Crawford didn't look good at 154, so he really doesn't think he should fight him. Come on, man. So you can make excuses for some people, and then you can make excuses for no other. No, you can't have double standards, and that's another thing about Canelo. He's always got an answer for the people he doesn't want to fight. If you're so sure that you could be, if Crawford is a shitty fighter that you say he is, then why don't you fight him?
I hear you. I'm not holding my breath on that one. I hope they know
Nah,
fight. It's a pointless fight, and I'm just
no,
tired of pointless fights in boxing.
yeah. If for Belanga, I want Belanga now. He got his money. He has no excuse to say he can't pay his bills now. He can't go into the ring stressed out about, I can't pay my light bill. I can't do this. I can't buy new chains. You know, I want to see Belanga challenge himself now against the Morels of the world or the Pachecos of the world. Ain't no
Yeah,
time to wait.
Morel's at 175 now. He's not at 168 anymore.
Yeah, but he'll come down. I guarantee you he'll come down and fight him, but then he's not going to get a lot of money from Belanga. But they
Correct.
say, I don't know. Do you know the numbers for the thing? I was reading on
They,
Boxing
they,
Supreme.
they reported like 750,000, but these days you don't really know about like when it comes
Hmm.
to numbers, you never know what's really true anymore because they throw numbers out. They throw numbers out there all the time.
Hmm.
But
Well, I'm just going to say, like I said,
I'll say that the
I
fight
want to see.
Manga, I want to see him fight Cherry McCumbee. I think that'd be an amazing fight, a winnable fight for both guys, explosive fight,
You
entertaining
know,
fight.
I remember when we first seen McGum.
Go ahead.
I remember when we seen McCumbee fight. I forgot where we seen him fight. I think you said Pro Box,
Don't want to
and
Angeles.
he was decent, but he actually yeah. So I really would love to see him. I mean, that'd be a good fight. That'd be a banger fight because I think if McCumbee had the way Plant and McCumbee fought, it was a great fight. And he gave a good account of himself. So we don't know what's going to happen to Belanga because he's got to get better. Honestly, Brandon, he's got to get better on skills. I'm sorry, and he does not. People think now making him this great fighter or whatever because he fought Canelo and this his resume. But honestly, in my opinion, I'm sorry to tell you, I love Belanga. If you're going live, you know I'm a big fan of yours. I've sent you all kinds of messages throughout the week. If you go in there, fucking coming out there and with the same shit you're doing, that's not gonna work. It hasn't worked for you a long anytime. It ain't gonna work for anybody else. You're gonna get fucked up at one of the other. I think so. I
Damn.
don't think, in my opinion, I don't think Belanga's going to be that superstar that they think. You know who I think's going to be that superstar? It's the featherweight or what's the name? What's the guy? The one from Puerto Rico with the wears the straw hat. I forgot
Oscar
his name.
Oscar Collazo.
You know what I'm talking about. He's a champion right now. Yeah, he will. He'll be better champion than Belanga. Belanga's time is past. I don't think. I mean, he got opportunity to keep fighting
27.
and this and that.
Huh?
I don't. What was that again? Say it again.
He's
Say it
27.
again.
Isn't it too young for his time to be up? He's 27.
No, no, I'm not saying. No, I'm saying. Okay, age wise, but what I'm saying, if he fights the way he fights like that, with no hunger, and he comes in there fighting, he ain't beating the Morels of the world. He ain't beat Pacheco. He's gonna get fucked up.
What
I'm
about
telling you.
what about Jaime Munguia?
McGee will fuck him up too, and I don't like McGee. I don't like McGee because to me, you gotta be a hungry fighter coming in there, and yeah, you gotta learn. Yeah, he's got time to learn. But god damn, you went to this fight, man. The fucking everything was right there for you. Everything, the world was right there for you. You know, fuck, man. You went in there and then you walk out the ring laughing and having a good time with your family because you won the bag. Get the fuck out of here. Of
All right.
course, you got the. Of course,
Hold
you
on.
got all the superstars and all.
I want to get some comments, Pop. So I want to get to the comments.
Sure.
You
Go
got
ahead,
a
go
lot
ahead,
of
go ahead.
my man. Ordinary Pieces. I missed it. Where has Pops been? Pops I don't live on the same time zone anymore, so that's what it is. Raphael says the only channel keeping it real. Everyone else is smelling Berlanga's jockstrap because he won 12. This is the reason why boxing is trash today, because we are glorifying participation trophies.
Yeah, if this is not a this is not an organization where we donate we donate stars and medals to you just because you fought a superstar in boxing. You fucking got outshine. You fought this Puerto Rico, Mexico's supposed to be the biggest whatever. And honestly, you didn't sell yourself. I mean, I'm telling you, you talked about the fight, but in the ring, you fucking look like a fucking punk. I'll tell you just like that. You look like a
Damn.
fucking punk. Yeah,
Damn.
because you want to represent Puerto Rico. You can't say. I read one comment. Somebody told me he ain't from Puerto Rico. He's from Brooklyn. And then I was thinking about what you always say, BT. You said them New Yorkers, some of them are disillusional. And you know what? It falls on him. I falls on him. I don't. He might grow and get better, but I don't see him being the next superstar for Puerto Rico. He didn't
Okay.
show me enough in this fight.
Okay. Well,
Maybe I should go fight him.
last thing about Berlanga, and then we'll switch gears here a bit. What do you
Okay.
think about Berlanga versus Caleb Plant?
Oh man, you know who I'm riding with? You know who I'm riding with?
Puerto Rico?
Fuck no. No, I'm riding with I'm riding with the real, one of the realest boxers in boxing. Yeah, he got shot out by Canelo, but he put up a better fight towards the end than fucking Berlanga, and he's got better skills than Berlanga. No, I gotta go. After I've seen Plant what he did with Kamakambi, and that was a really action packed fight. I think he will beat what you call it.
You know, it's funny.
I don't have no faith, honestly, Brandon. I don't have no faith in it. But then
a lot of people in the chat yesterday were telling me that they think Berlanga would beat Caleb Plant because they think he's too big and he's too strong for Caleb Plant. What you think?
No, if he couldn't do it to Canelo, and then you're gonna argue the point, well, Canelo was bigger than Plant, he beat him. No, if he couldn't do the shit with Canelo, and Canelo was pushing him back like a bitch the whole fight, and put him to sleep real quick in the third round, imagine what Plant's gonna do to him with that inside game now that the Breadman taught him and everything.
I hear you. I hear you, Pops. We got a comment here.
Yeah,
from,
so
right. Casino Pugilis says Canelo will give Crawford will give Canelo a lesson in pugilism. That's why he keeps saying he's too small. People say Crawford is too small for Canelo, but at the same time, Canelo is a smaller guy, beating bigger guys at 168 with skill, but can't see that how Crawford can't win. So there you go.
We don't know until we see the fight, but you know.
I really want Terrence Crawford to start finding some guys in this damn weight class because he's been on nonsense since the beat Errol Spence.
So you want to go back to 154?
No, he's at. I want to see him fight. Try to fight. The Virgil Ortiz. Tim Tszyu. Them guys. Some guys in the class. But he wants to go to 68 because he want to cash out.
No, you just can't do that. That's what I'm saying. And Canelo's right what he says, though. I will agree one thing with Canelo when he says that everybody just want to fight me because I get a big paycheck. That's true. He gets everybody. They get all a big paycheck.
So it is what it is. But switching gears, because it's been a while since you've been live here with me, and I never had a chance to ask. I never had a chance to ask you about this fight because it happened about a month ago, and it was the 2024 knockout of the year. What did you make of Angelo Leo's devastating one-punch left hook to knock out Bernardo Lopez and probably ruin the duration of his career?
Well, I think that saying that we learned in boxing that you told me boxing always humble you, and I think there was a perfect situation and a perfect world where you seen what happened when you run your mouth too much and somebody puts their foot in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a plumber when he stuffs the sink when it's from unclogging it and stuffing it so he shuts the fuck up. That knockout was like beautiful. He basically said, "Fuck all you motherfuckers, you ain't shit, and you all didn't believe in me, but guess what? I believe in myself." And then you got another crying like a bitch.
Damn.
Yeah, and a man. So I can't respect that. And what I like about see the difference between Angelo Leo and Berlanga? I'm gonna tell you what the difference is. Angelo Leo got heart. Okay? If he's down, he got heart. And as long as you got heart and you go forward and you fight and you can believe in yourself, you do it. Berlanga didn't do that. You know why? We don't talk about Berlanga anymore, but because he got intimidated by Canelo. Seriously. So, but
Yeah.
Angelo Leo is it. That was a beautiful shot. Beautiful. You know. And I was so happy because I haven't heard jack about Venato after that. You might have heard he went to the hospital and this and that. You haven't heard shit from the management. I'm so happy that Angelo came out and did what he did, and that's not me trying to ride Angelo's dick and ba and Angelo's this. Angelo, no, the proof is in the pudding, and he did what he supposed to do when he had all the odds against him, and people talking in the media and everybody else. He went in there and did what he supposed to do. And I thought Venata was a little bigger than him physically wise. I think so. I'm just really I'm gonna keep referring back to Belong because he makes me angry. But shout out to Angelo and Albuquerque. They did it right. Where he goes from here, I don't know because all the doors open up for him now, right?
Yeah, I think more than likely his next fight will more than likely be against his IBF mandatory, which is Tomoki Kameda from Japan, former bantamweight champion. He's been professional, 40+ fights, good fighter. All the other champions are booked fights. Like Espinosa's fighting Gobasi in December in the rematch. Nick Ball's fighting in next month in October. So, I'll ask you this. Of the champions, the guys currently champion at featherweight, you got Nick Ball, Ray Vargas, Rafael Espinosa. Which of those guys would you want to see Angelo fight? What do you think is the most exciting fight?
Well, for the easiest path, it would be fucking Ray Vargas. Vargas was great at one time, and he's washed up right now. That's the fucking easy for him to win that fight, I think. And that's just my own opinion on that. The toughest fight there, what was it? It was Ball. Who else was it? Ball and yeah, and who's the other two?
It was Ball and Espinosa, Rafael Espinosa.
Yeah, I'd say I think Ball. I think Ball, short, stocky, comes forward, puts a lot of pressure on you. I think that'll be a tougher fight, in my opinion, than Espinosa. Espinosa is a big name now because he won the belt from Ramisi and this and that. And they actually, don't get me wrong, he comes forward and he fights and everything. But I just think the shots that Angelo throws to that liver and how he does his things, I think he will fold him up like a fucking hot dog. Done.
And
The reason I think
Espinosa has a long torso as well, so a lot of body to hit,
Yeah, but I just think that he will eventually Angelo will get on him. But with Ball's the constant coming forward with some power. He doesn't care. He's coming forward. He's pressuring you, and you gotta have to withstand that for a period of time. That's not going to be easy. First, he's short and he moves all over the place. He doesn't stay still, and I think that will bring challenges to Angelo that I'm not saying he can't overcome, but I just feel that'll be a better fight for him. And I'll put this out there right now. Angelo can become undisputed in that weight class.
Ooh,
easy.
Talk to him, Pops. Tell how you feel.
Yeah, he become, and I'm not saying it again. I'm just telling you how I see it. I don't see, and one thing that I label about Angel, I mean, I know these are champions now. This guy's a 2-time champion, and he's always had the odds against him. Espinosa with the Mexican fans behind him and everything, they glorify him. He's just well deserved. I'm not saying he's not. You got Ball for the English with them riding him, whatever. And then you got Ray Vargas, who was 2 or 3-time champion, whatever he was. So all these guys always have this qualification. One thing that Angelo does, he doesn't talk that shit. He doesn't. I mean, he's happy he's got one of the belts, but he continues doing his work day in and out in the gym, and I think it's gonna pay off against him. He's gonna wipe up that whole fucking division clean. Serious. I put my money on Angelo.
I'm with you, Pops. I'm with him quite frequently in the gym and stuff. So I know what caliber fighter he is, and I think.
And
that,
I like Ball. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of Ball. He's short.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I said I like Ball. He's short, stocky, and he comes forward. You know how I feel about them short guys that come in like that. So I like him. I think he's got a better shot than any other 2 guys. I honestly think Vargas is washed up now. I think his time is done. That's just my own opinion. I'm not trying to respect. But Espinosa, he's got. I'm gonna say what you say in one of your videos about Espinosa. No disrespect to him or any Mexican fighter. He's here for a short time and for a good time.
He's here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
we'll see how it goes. Featherweight's going to be real interesting because obviously all the guys that got belts, they're anxiously trying to get in position so that when if Inoue comes up, they can go ahead and fight Inoue, because that's the biggest legacy fight you can have in your career around these weights because of what he's accomplished in boxing. And obviously, I think Angelo, Leo, and Inoue do cross paths one day, and I get criticized for it a lot because people think I'm being biased because he's my friend, but I think Angelo has what it takes to give Inoue a great run for his money and beat him. What do you think, Pops?
Like I said, what I'm going to say again, Angelo's not much of a talker, but he does all his talking in the ring. And one thing that I've seen from Angelo in my own eyes is, yo, man, I never seen they really you ever watch NFL football where they have all the films and everything?
Film
These
study,
motherfuckers are 20 and watching, watching videos, and he's very astute to all that, and he's on it. He doesn't talk a lot, but you see what happened when you talk a lot, you get to knock the fuck out like Renato did. So keep on talking. That's what I put in one of my comments. Keep on talking, keep on hyping, but he gonna knock that shit out of you. Keep on yapping, and you can knock the fuck out with your teeth on the other side.
Correct.
That's just me saying it. But
Renato wasn't the first one this year to get knocked out like that. I don't think he'll be the last moving forward. So we'll see how it goes, Pops.
I always say
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say you have to see by your actions speak louder than your words, and you can make a statement and an example, and that's what Angelo did. Angelo could easily go in and just fold it without the pressure and everybody hyping up this guy that Espinosa's gonna do this. Don't get me wrong, he fought a great fight with Romisi, but Angelo is no Romisi. Romisi is no Angelo. Angelo's a two-time champion. Let's get that clear. That's above. I don't care what people tell me. Oh, that's past. No, he's a two-time champion. And go ahead. What you saying?
In 2 weight classes, I'm saying.
Yeah. So you can't just sit back and don't disrespect that. And I just thought that sometime Renato got caught talking over the hype, and he paid for it.
Correct. Shout out to my guy Hand History Vault. He says no matter how flawed Renato was, Leo does deserve credit. Most of us thought Venato's aggression would be enough to take out Angelo. And Venato was flawed, and I said that for a long time. But, he still was a guy that was champion and defended his belt successfully 3 times. So he did something right. You can't just downplay him. So,
no. I'll just say one thing. I didn't think that the way he knocked him the fuck out and the way he had him out cold like that, I knew he could hit. I knew Angelo could hit. But I didn't know he had that fucking Albuquerque power.
I keep trying to tell everyone that at featherweight he's a different fighter than he was at 122. If you keep judging him from the fighter he was at 122, you're gonna keep getting surprised over and over and over again. And what's crazy is, and I'm not trying to be cocky here, I'm telling you guys as somebody that was there with Angelo and Miguel and the whole team every night at camp, film studying. We didn't even get a chance to do everything we wanted to do in that fight.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna put it also like this with Leo. Leo, he came in there and like I say, he showed out what he had to do, but he also people didn't see. If people can't still believe in Leo, it works out better for Angelo. You know why? Because it doesn't matter what you say, you already know what he's already done, what's he accomplished, and I seriously believe you keep not putting your money on him, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. So I'm riding with him. I'm riding because he's humble. He's humble. He doesn't talk too much.
Shout out to my guy Keenan K TV. Good to see you, Keenan K. Hope all is well. God bless you out there in Europe and what. But Pops, I want to talk about the big fight this weekend because I know. I know a long time ago.
Yeah.
A long time ago. I'm gonna say like 2018, 2019. Most people may or may not know this about you, but you were like really big on Daniel Dubois 2018, 2019 when he first came out, that was like Daniel Dubois for a long time. He's actually, he's lost some tough fights. He broke my heart and beat Hergovich, but he's now on a big fight against Anthony Joshua. Do you think Daniel Dubois has what it takes to beat Anthony Joshua?
No, I'm riding with Joshua.
Damn.
I'm riding with Joshua. Yeah, I'm riding with Joshua. I like Dubois. I think he's done a lot. You know, I'm not doing this just for the lot. I'm saying what I'm saying because
Okay,
Joshua's been Joshua's been through it, and he's had a lot of success. What it's called success in Wimbledon or whatever, the stadium and whatever. And I think Josh is going to come out here and prove people wrong. That's not saying that I'm just throwing the ball to the side because he's a young cat with a lot of power too. So if and one thing about I think they say about Joshua, he's chinny. If you catch Josh right in the chin, you can rock him. So he's got a chance. He's got a heavyweight champion power to get it, to do something. But my heart's riding with Joshua. I don't care
okay.
how old he is.
Well, he's at a pretty good age, I think, because more heavyweights generally they tend to mature later on. He's 34, which is a good age for a heavyweight.
Hmm.
A lot of people believe that Joshua's recent form, due to his recent form, they say that Anthony Joshua is in his prime right now. He's the best Joshua that's ever existed is right now.
Hmm.
Do you think Joshua Dad is in his prime at this moment?
I'm not going to say it's exactly at his prime. I think for me, his prime was way back when he carried the boxing heavyweight British all those championships that he fought and he defended and whatever. What I will say is that the last fight where he won, he got confident. He got confident. He needs that confidence. Every boxer needs that confidence to wake him back up and put him back on the road where he needs to be at. And I think that's what broke him back to where he's more. He has success, and now he's going to come in here, and maybe this might be his last fight, his last hurrah. But it's going to be a great fight for all the British fans and for everybody that want to watch it. I'm riding with Joshua. I just think Joshua's been in bigger fights. I think the more pressure is going to be more on the young buck, in my opinion.
Is it because you feel he's never been on that stage before? He's never fought on that kind of level?
No, I mean, this is like a real big fight. Josh has already had filled those stadiums, 80,000, da 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 da, and Josh was not one, you can take lightly. But like I will say, um, Joshua gets hit in the chin or something, it could be good night to him too. So he's got to watch out. So I mean, both fighters got power punches, a chance, and everybody wins in this fight for the British fans, to be honest. But I gotta ride with the veteran. Only because my heart's just telling me that he's been in bigger fights, he's had more experience. Yeah, uh, yeah, DDD learned from his mistakes and everything, but he just didn't have enough time to do the big show. And
I'll
this
be
is
honest.
what his biggest name he's fought, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's fought Usyk, he's fought Hergovich, he's fought Drew Miller, he's fought Joe Joyce. James the Boss fought some
Oh, that's
people.
right. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
got one of the resumes in the
I'm still
division.
gonna ride with. Yeah. Uh, who you going with?
Um, I haven't made a prediction yet. I don't have a prediction right now, but I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this much. I think Anthony Joshua is in trouble.
Yeah. Do
I
you
think
think you see any holes in either any? Do
I
you
think
see any
Anthony.
holes in either one of them?
I don't think Anthony Joshua has really been hit by anybody like with real punching power. Like because everyone's been saying these fights he's had against like Ngannou and Varleen and Helenius, like none of them guys ain't really like they don't got nothing with them. They're a lot of those guys are
Yeah.
either feather fisted or they're past it. This is a young, strong, confident. I won't say prime yet because I don't know. I don't think Dubois in his prime, but a young, strong, experienced heavyweight coming off the biggest win of his career against one of the best top contenders in the division. I think Anthony Joshua, if when he gets touched by Dubois, I'm looking forward to seeing his punch resistance. Because I'm gonna tell you this, one thing I can't say about Dubois is ever since he got that new trainer Don Charles, who used to train Chisora, he's become more mean. He's become a meaner fighter,
Hmm.
physically imposing. He's fighting the way God made him to fight.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Hold on.
It's lagging.
Yeah. I say Dubois. He's a younger fighter with more strength, and he should be able to dominate. I'm not saying he can't dominate Joshua. I just think Joshua has more experience, and that's why we have to see the fight. But my gut feelings, as much as it was the DDD, I'm going with Joshua.
I got you. I ain't mad at it. Shout out to my guy Lee. Right? Lee
Mhm.
says the legend. Good to see Pops back. He of the good word BT always.
God bless.
Salute from Ireland. Shout out to you. Yeah, salute from Ireland. Bout it says the best fighters
Mhm.
don't mad. Mike Tyson disagrees with you. Some of the best fighters of all time got mad, but I hear you. You got to be composed. You can't let your emotions override you. What I didn't say Daniel Dubois got mad. I said he got mean. There's a difference between being mean and being mad. They're not the same thing. Daniel Dubois
But I will
used to
say,
be a Daniel Dubois used to be a fighter that when he would early in his career when he would knock these guys out, it would be primarily from mid range and the outside. These last couple fights with Don Charles, he's not afraid to get in the pocket and mix it up and use that physical strength that he has. That's why I think he has an advantage on Joshua. I think he has an advantage on Joshua because Joshua don't like to fight on the inside. Joshua isn't willing to go to those deep, dark places when it gets to the inside. Now, mid-range outside, that's what Joshua does his damage. But if Dubois get in that pocket and make it a dogfight, I don't see why he can't win.
yeah. I mean, you're not wrong what you're saying because Dubois shown the first of all, out of the two, Dubois is the more hungry fighter because he wants to succeed and take over the heavyweight and you know basically the change of the guard with Joshua in British boxing. So why not? But for me, I just think and you know I'm a big believer in experience and experience in everything. You're right what you're saying because who was it that rocked Joshua a couple times? I forgot who he fought. He was getting rocked the fuck a couple times. And but one thing about Joshua,
Joshua really hasn't
yeah.
had Joshua hasn't had nobody hit him dead in his shit in the longest time. Like all these guys
Right.
even they're good names, they're credible, but like it's not nobody that's really gonna give him no problems. This to me
Yeah.
it could be a real problem for him. And I have even though
Yeah.
he's looked good in these fights against like Helenius, Valine, and Ngannou, them guys aren't gonna really test Joshua. So I'm looking forward to seeing what his punch resistance looks like in this fight. If he's able to go in there and fight against Dubois the way he's fought against Valine and Helenius and Ngannou, these guys, then that's when I'm gonna really be sold on him.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, he's gonna have to gain like literally right from the start. He's gonna have to gain Dubois' respect right off the bat. What I mean by that, he's gonna come out there and nail him with something a couple times and let him know like, don't come close to me. I'm gonna fuck you up. Because if you don't, and you like you say, you let Dubois go in and let him go that inside thing like he was the last fight he was going inside and beating the fuck out. I forgot. I beat the fuck out of Hergovich, and I'm like, damn. So you know,
yeah. So
but
it
yeah,
is
so uh, we, we we have to see. You know, we'll have to see that fight for sure.
okay. Pops, I don't think I ever got your thoughts because the fight is next month. It's less than a month and away. We got
Hmm.
Artem taking on Dmitry Bivol for the undisputed light heavyweight title, quite possibly the most significant fight of the year. Who are you picking and break that fight down if you can, please?
Oh my God, that's a crazy fight, man. Because a lot of people are gonna beg to say that it's a 50-50 fight. Bibble's got the more movement. He's more the boxer, the skills. Um, me, I don't know. I cannot go with Bibble this time. I have to go with Chichang because that motherfucker. Yeah, he's got knocked out a couple times, but he's so solid that if he gets a shot on fucking Bibble, he's going for the kill. And I think about how Bibble's going to win the fight. I think he's going to use his quickness, his outside, his movement, his jab, and try to tire out Better Beers without getting too close to him because that's what's going to happen. In Bibble's case, Bibble's got to go in, try to get in the inside, and test Bibble, hit him hard a couple times. And when he hits him, he has to make sure he hits him real good because if he don't, it could be a good night too for him. So I'm riding with the Russian, with Chicheng, with the real
Better,
Russian, with Chicheng.
going
I
better,
think
yeah.
he's got more power, and if he catch it's got
I'm
to, but
going.
I haven't seen like Bibble, and I could be wrong. Maybe you might know of a fight where Bibble got rocked or something.
Not really. I mean, he had one when he fought Joe Smith Jr. Joe Smith Jr. Years ago threw an overhand right after the bell rang and buzzed him, but that's about it. It wasn't. Nobody's heard him when the round's actually going on. He's not. He's been pretty hard to hit.
Yeah, it's the biggest fight in boxing. So whoever you go with, I mean, you got like you said the boxer punching, the puncher boxing, whatever. But I'm riding with Bibble. I just think I mean Better BF. Better BF to me is was overcome a lot. He still got the 100% thing, whatever it's called, knockout rate. But I think Bibble wins the fight if he stays on the outside and uses his movement and jab and set up his combinations. That's the only way I see Bibble. I don't see Bibble knocking out. I do not see Bibble knocking out Better BF.
I think in this fight, a lot of people are gonna be in for a big surprise because everyone that I know that's picking Bivol keeps saying that he's the superior boxer as far as his technique and his skills. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I agree with that because if you look at their their amateur pedigree, Beterbiev actually fought at a slightly higher level than Bivol in the amateurs. And the thing is, there's a misconception about Beterbiev. They say Beterbiev Beterbiev gets knockouts because he can't box, but the reality is he only gets knockouts because he can box. If you look at the styles he's fought, the guys he's fought, like Alexander Gvozdyk was a long rangy, Ukrainian fighter. Marcus Brown, slick southpaw. Joe Smith Jr. come forward, throw a lot of hard punches, load up. To dissect all those styles, fight after fight after fight, and every time it's the same result. Every time it's a knockout, you have to have some boxing skills. Look at his last fight against Callum Smith. He was setting a lot of traps with the jab and walking Callum Smith into traps, counters with his jab. So I think people are gonna get a big reality check in just how good Beterbiev is. And I think as great as Bivol's great, Bivol's great and he can win the fight. But I just think ultimately Bivol will get broken down in the later rounds and he will be number 21 or 22, whatever it is, in a row.
Well, I'm going to say like this. What I noticed about and people are going to willing to argue and say, well, you can't say that because he got 100% knockout rate that he's been knocked out also before. So who's to say it's not going to happen? No, we're not saying that. It can happen anytime in boxing. But one thing what I'll say about Beterbiev is when he sees blood, it's like the shark in the water. When he sees anything, he gets more aggressive and he comes forward. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's just the way his nature and his country is. So I don't think the pressure that Beterbiev is going to bring on Bivol is going to work on Bivol's advantage. I think he's going to corner him and beat him down, break him down. The only way I say Bivol wins this fight is because of his movement and staying off the ropes and staying off the corners with this guy. But this guy will figure it out in the end and put you out. I'm riding with Beterbiev.
All right. As far as did you by any chance, Pops? Did you follow the Jaron Ennis, Brian Norman Jr. saga when they were going back and forth and the fight?
Yeah, I see the whole thing with my thing is like this. I mean, I'm not fucking Einstein, but I know if I was gonna get 1.7 million instead of or whatever the case was that they were saying, again, I will not turn that down. I don't care if it wasn't those numbers, but it was the biggest pay you're gonna get, and you're fighting a league fighter, and people, this question still out there on Boots Ennis. I would have taken that fight. Why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? And then people are saying that the Normans are saying they both were playing games back and forth. But then when you introduce Boise, shout out to Boise and Philadelphia, shout out to Philadelphia Stand Up. Boise came out and said they're retarded. You know, he's gonna fight. I'm not gonna say a third level fighter in Cuevas, but you had a chance to make twice as much money and put it in your pocket, but you want to sit down and settle for whatever 200,000 or whatever. The fuck out of here. I'm not no mathematician, but please, I know where the money's at.
Well, the argument that the Norman Jr. camp makes is that after taxes and deduction,
What do you say?
And things like that, he's not going to leave 1.7. He's going to leave with like 800,000 or 700,000, and they feel that they should get more than that.
Okay, first of all, if we dissect this, because I talked to you just about before, and one thing that you were telling me was that this is like a lucky win that he got. Not a lucky win. He did beat the guy down to a pole. He got the belt. Let's be real about that. But prior to that, he was not. He was in a bad losing streak, wasn't he?
Not a losing streak. He was winning fights, but he was underwhelming. He had got dropped the fight before. Because the fight you're talking about is Gervonta Santillan. He beat the shit out of Gervonta Santillan. They brought him in to lose.
Right.
If he would have lost that fight, Top Rank was gonna cut him. He was not even gonna have a promoter anymore because that's how bad he was performing. Because the fight before Gervonta Santillan, he got dropped against Janelson Figueroa. The fight before that, he fought Quentin Randall and looked, he won, but again, wasn't an entertaining fight. Didn't look good. So he really, rose to the occasion in the Santillan fight. And I feel like with this whole thing, he's thwarting his momentum a little bit. So yeah, how can you go from damn near being cut to now you're in a power position to make the biggest fight, the fight that people want to see the most in the division, because the division is weak. Let's be real. The welterweight division sucks right now, and
Yeah.
there's not a lot of rivalries. And this is a good little rivalry. Two young fighters. This is a chance for Ennis and Norman to set the division on fire and really up their reputation in boxing. And yeah, I think it was a blown opportunity.
Yeah, and I'll tell you like this: it would have been a two-time a win-win twice for Norman. One, he would have got the money, and two, he would have beaten a real elite fighter or the most elite fighter people talk about in Boots Ennis, and I think that would open doors for bigger fights and a bigger money purse. So sometimes a lot of boxers or they don't have the right management. Like you always say, you always tell me, BT, that management is important with a boxer to have, like whether
It's the most important thing.
yeah, the trainer, whatever. You got to have a good manager behind you to look out for you. And I don't know what shit he's talking about, what the Normans are talking about, but I don't care what you say about Boots and this and that. You had a chance of $800,000. God damn! Now you're gonna go fight somebody and make what, barely 100,000?
If that.
Is that really a win-win? Yeah, so you're stupid, and you're not gonna get that chance again. So it's just ridiculous, unless they think they're going to hold out maybe later on. Boots got to make up his own thing too. Boots, on the other hand, Boots got to go. He's got to move up to 154. Forget about staying like Eddie Hearn said. Oh no, I'm going to keep it at 147 because shitty and he can dump. No, he needs to challenge himself. He's not. I don't think he's going to make a lot of money if he stays in 147. I don't think people are willing to see him fight. Who they want to see him fight at 147? You got Saki, you got 147. I forgot Barrios, right? Barrios. You got I forgot who else they got at 147. You don't have. Well, if you go to 154, you test yourself with them and you test your will against them, and then I think you become more marketable because you're fighting bigger names. And he's not. I don't think there's nobody that big at 147. I mean,
Because you got
go fight Crawford. Challenge Crawford don't want to, but the fucking that's why I don't understand all these bodies of what you call it. They don't never force anything.
well, you got Tizu, you got a lot of Virgil's up there. We all wanted to see Virgil versus Boots at one
Yeah,
point. That I don't I think they need to drop
yeah,
the belt. They're doing more damage keeping the belt than vacating it. Low.
yeah. I'll tell you like this, BT. I don't know if you're still talking, but I'll tell you like this. I never thought that come back. I never thought that Boots like mismanaged and the way he is. I thought some fighters got it like as elite as he is. You think he would be having shit right. Um, he was never an Al Heyman fighter, so I'm not gonna blame Al for how his career's gone. But at the same time, like they've made some bad decisions, and now we don't know what. I mean, Boots' boxing career is, in my opinion, it's in limbo unless he moves up to 154 and makes something out of it.
I think so, because yeah, like again, the talent pool at 147. As far and the thing is, it's not even just talent, because there are talented fighters at 147, but the public doesn't know these guys. Like I like Jin Suzuki. I think Jin Suzuki's a very exciting fighter, but most of the boxing public doesn't know Jin Suzuki. So there's not really much there commercially for Boots, and I agree. I think he needs to go to 54 as soon as possible.
Yeah, I don't see. Another thing I'm gonna say besides Eddie Hearns is a great promoter. I don't know if you can hear me. Eddie Hearns is a great promoter, and he does good in everything. And he get good.
I'm not talking.
Are
Go
you
ahead.
okay?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay, Eddie Hearns is a great promoter. Okay, he's a great promoter, and he can get you the fights and everything. But let's be honest, Eddie Hearns. I mean, right off the bat, and Boots. The thing is, Boots got to eat shit now because he signed with him. He lost the purse bid. That's not a good sign to do when you got a fighter like Boots. Who does he have in the English side or wherever? Who else he got for Boots? That's what I'm saying. Like in my opinion, Boots is just gonna get his contract, fight whatever fights, whatever he got paid. That's
Oh,
gonna be his fights unless he does something else. But
like
the
I
way
said,
Eddie Hearns is talking about, it's like what you were saying before. You were saying, I think we were talking, and you were saying maybe Eddie Hearns wants to plan later on for him to fight. Not you, Bank, the other guy. Not what's the other guy, Ben.
right there. Yeah, Conor Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Boots versus Conor Ben
Want me to
is the,
continue, or you got it? I didn't get to hear you because, but anyways,
I'm saying Boots versus Conor Ben. He could make
it's all right.
Boots versus Conor Ben.
Yeah, that's why he's looking. That's what. I mean, that's what he's planning on doing. But do you think honestly that Boots gonna make a lot of money off that fight?
Yes.
More than what Eddie Hearns signed him for?
I don't no I think it's a commercially it does big numbers because Conor Ben's a big draw. He's not the best fighter. It's questionable if Conor Ben's even an elite welterweight. But man, Boots Ennis versus Conor Ben, I think is probably the commercially speaking one of the biggest fights that can be made at welterweight.
Yeah, I mean, if they're fighting, then they were trying to make him fight the rematch with Karen.
Yes, because Karen's promoter won the purse bid. And
Okay.
Shinobi, and shout out to my boy Shinobi out there in New Mexico. I had a great time meeting him in Mexico. He said that, man, I'm contemplating if Philly is the move, if the Bam Boots headliner is true. I'm tempted to go. Yeah, I don't know if you heard, Pops, but basically Boots Ennis and Bam Rodriguez are supposed to be on the same card together. Boots is supposed to fight whoever. I don't know who they don't have an opponent yet, but Bam is supposed to be the co-main event against Pedro Guevara, the former champion Pedro Guevara.
Right. Okay. I'll tell you this. That'll be that's good for Boots and that's good for what they're doing. But I want to get like I've been dying for years to see Boots do something. Like when is we're gonna see this big fight from him? Like this big fight. Um, and I think a lot of people are gonna question is that Boots can't handle movement because what Karen did to him. You know what I mean? So they're always gonna say the opponents that they're gonna try to find for him is gonna be somebody like that, and I'll keep him away from that because we don't know what he's gonna do. Um, I think the fight that I want to see, but I probably won't see it unless I buy that video game, Crawford and Boots on the video game, because I'm not going to see it in real life. So,
Well, actually, you can't even see it. You're talking about that new game, Undisputed, which I had a chance to play last week because they had been here in
yeah,
Vegas. You
yeah.
can't even play that matchup in the game. It's drawn and this isn't in the game. So,
Oh man, geez. So I wish him the best. Whatever happens with him, I don't think you think it's a good move what Eddie Hearn's doing. I don't think so. I don't want to keep him at 147.
I think it's a waste of time.
There's no.
Before,
Yeah, it's a
before
waste.
any of the time Norman Jr. stuff happened, I've been thinking it's a waste of time for a while.
I mean, now's the time to go to 154 and fight and get it done, and it would benefit both him and Eddie Hearns. But whatever, we don't know. I'm just gonna keep my fingers crossed. I like Boise or NS. I like the guys out there in Philadelphia, and I hope that everything works out for them.
Sure. Pops, we got a super chat. My man MAW from Australia. He says, "Hello, boxing fans. BT Pops in the chat. Smash that like button, folks. Would've, coulda, should've. B Norman had a great opportunity to unify, but priced himself out."
That's so true. Thank you for the super chat and support, all you guys. That's so true. But I also said the same thing about motherfucking Berlanga. Berlanga was saying that in one of his press conferences. I'm sorry, Brendan. He kept saying I should have after the fight. I should have and I could have. That don't mean shit. You didn't do it.
Yeah, you didn't do
So
it.
you're right what you're saying. It's too late now. You screwed that up.
Correct. One of the last things I want to ask you about, Pops. Did you hear this news? And you may have not heard about it, but did you hear the news that apparently Turkey Al Sheikh is in the process of purchasing Ring Magazine?
Oh no, please. No, I don't like that at all.
Well,
No,
why
I
don't
don't
you?
like that at all. Because he needs to take his ass. I mean, he's got money and everything, Brendan, but it's almost like he wants to put his own stamp on Arabian boxing and culture. But they haven't been in boxing for a long time, anyways. So his opinion is great, but I don't think it's a good move. I hope they don't sell it. I hope not. Keep it in America where it belongs. Hell no.
No.
No, I don't. I'm not with that because he's coming here now trying to put standards in America, and he's not too fond of America boxing and all this other shit. Go back to Saudi Arabia. You got your money. Make your own.
It's not just that. It ain't just a magazine. Turkey also has given a donation of like I think it was like 2.5 million and 1.5 million to the WBA and WBC recently. And on top of that, Turkey Al Sheikh and the Saudis have started their own like boxing record keeping website to compete with BoxRec. And now that's a big thing because now BoxRec has beef with the WBA. So like all the WBA world title fights for fighters, it doesn't show up on the records no more. On crazy.
Holy shit.
Yeah, there's all kinds of madness going
Nah,
on.
I keep his ass over there. Pay for the big fights that you want to bring over from America. You're not established as much as you say you are. You got the money. You're buying out a lot of people because of the money. And I'm a true believer. Keep that Rick magazine was here as history for how long, Brendan? It's been here for years, hundreds of years, or whatever the fuck it's been here. You're gonna give it to him? The fuck out of here.
He's gonna buy
Tell
it.
him to make it. Damn, man, that's crazy. I don't agree with it because they're gonna. I don't know.
Not just that, Pops. There's more, but wait, there's more. It was also reported that Turkey Al Sheikh and Riyadh Season are now denying any members of the media who offend them. So I ain't going back to no Turkey card. I'm a one and done.
So basically, it's like what he was trying to do here. You know what? I go back to that thing when McCauley had his flag and his big bodyguards at one of the fights with McCauley when he fought. What's the name? Yeah, and he was trying to get his flag, and they were telling him, "No, he just fucking yanked it." No, you're trying to put your own rules in this. Go fuck yourself. Go back to Saudi Arabia, where you belong in the desert, and go rule them over there. Don't come fucking over here trying to ruin the American thing, and now you want to take them now because it almost sounds like he's a spoiled crybaby. To be honest, he really does.
I mean,
I'm so glad Canelo stood up. I'm so glad Al Heyman. Thank you, Al Heyman, just stood up and told him basically go fuck yourself. Honestly, and I'm glad to Tim Tszyu told him the same thing.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I made videos about this already, but like, he already had problems with. Nobody in boxing has problems with Tszyu. He's a very easy guy to deal with. His team very easy to deal with. So that to me is probably out of all the red flags, the biggest red flag. You know, we'll see. We'll see how long.
Yeah, I mean, so he basically said, but I'm gonna go back to where I don't want to get into it a lot, but we talked about it how deep that Saudi Arabia card was here in the U.S. and had more money than boxing, but you can just see it now because he's trying. Because when you put that, when you're saying I don't want the other media, then you're basically saying if you don't kiss my ass, believe my beliefs, then you don't belong. No, get the fuck out of here with that. Take your shit, take your hot dog eating, camel eating fucking hamburger, and go over there and stay over there. I'm straight as I mean, I served over there. We saved your stupid ass because if we didn't, Hassan would have had your asses all over the fucking place. And then you're gonna sit here and you want to sit here. That's what he wants to do. He wanted to put things in his own terms. That's what he wants. So let me ask you this question now. Do you think because he's like that, the promoters going to keep kissing his ass?
As long as that money as long as when checks clear, yes, sir. You see how much.
Wow.
And listen, for years, Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren wouldn't even be in the same venue. They wouldn't even be in the same room. Now they're BFFs. They look 10 years younger. They're holding hands at Turkey.
Oh man, I don't like that because when he put that to me, if you don't allow the media to be who they are, then and we have the freedom to speak to so other people can open up the mentality of other boxers or whatever, because they're not in your agenda. I didn't want to use that word, but they're not in your agenda. Then you want to block them. Go fuck yourself. I'll never go to. I'll never go. I won't even watch him on TV. You can kiss my ass. You know, because I don't agree with that.
MAW says, Pops, that you may as well say that Turkey bought out the WBA. He tried to buy out BoxRec but couldn't, so he went the Fight Facts direction. The rankings there show Turkey's bias as a 3-belt champ, ranked 30. Yeah, so he's basically he tried to buy out BoxRec. He's trying to buy out Ring Magazine, and what's crazy is for the first time today, I actually went on the Fight Facts website because I've been hearing about it, but I haven't had a chance to look at it. And when you go in and you look at the champions, because I went to all the rankings, they have pictures of all the champions with the belts. Like, it's not even updated. Like, they don't have Angelo Leo on there as champion. They don't have like certain guys in certain weight classes there as champion. So it's a sad state of affairs. MAW also says,
I'm telling you.
Listen. He says Canelo ranked 30 something in 168. Canelo is the 30th ranked fighter at 168 on Fight Facts. That boy's mad as hell.
Listen, man, that guy is gonna put his own agenda, and if you're not in his agenda, hold on. Even right now, Crawford's being buddies with him. Crawford's being buddies with him and calling out Canelo. Let him tick off Crawford that he didn't like something, or Crawford say one thing out of line. List too. So Crawford will be in that blacklist too. So here's this guy that nobody.
I think Pops his internet's not that good, but look, Pops done froze out on us. But yeah, he ain't really with what Turkey's doing. Hold on, Pops got bad internet, man. He got real bad internet. So we'll wait for him. But listen, it's your boy BT, the untouchable True School Sports Empire. We're here. We're live. You know, it's been a long time. We're already an hour in. An hour just already flew by. If y'all got any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. Definitely super chat. Definitely subscribe. We're gonna be at 81,000 subscribers soon. So I'm waiting for Pops. Here he is. Here he is right now. Let's bring Pops back in. Let's see. There you go.
I'm back, BT. Where you at?
Here.
I don't know if y'all can hear me, but I'll keep talking to come back. You okay, mate? BT?
I'm good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying that I don't know what happened. I was just saying like anybody that rubs him wrong, he's just gonna blackball or whatever it's called, whatever it's called, blacklist, and that's not right. If you're gonna be something like that, like the other comment MAW, yeah, he bought out WBA, whatever it was, but I mean, if he buys him out, we're like nothing. I don't like nothing about that at all. At all.
Gotcha.
I think we should, if that's the case, because he's going to change the mentality of boxing. Right now, he's already shutting down the media. So if you tell him your ass stink, go wash your ass because you've been in the desert so long. You know what I'm saying?
Let me get your take on this because Turkey has recently stated that he wants to start charging $20.
Go ahead.
Most of the shows are gonna be pay-per-view. Oh, his internet's tripping again. Come on, Pops. That North Carolina internet, it ain't it. That North Carolina need to get some better Wi-Fi because Pops is trying to get all this off and it's not working out. But we got my man Raider. Shout out to Raider in the building. Good to see you, champ. Long-time viewer. Antonio says, BT, who do you got next fight for Berlanga? Tune-up or train from Munguia or Plant? I want to see Berlanga fight Cherry McCumbee. I think that's a really good fight. I think it's a fight he can lose, but it's also a fight I think he can win. It's damn near pick 'em, Hold on. Pops is back. Pops is back. Let me see. Here's Pops. What were you saying, Pops?
So back to my comment. Then I can go back to him. Basically, I'm just saying like you can't say anything that you want to say, so that's not good for boxing. Like he's already picking who he wants. Like you were just saying, all the promoters are always gonna support him because he got all the money. But is that good for boxing? That's my whole point.
I hear you. I was gonna ask you because Turkey Al Sheikh has recently stated that he wants to make pay-per-views $20. What do you think about Chucky Atlas Sheik lowering the pay-per-view price to $20?
Listen, man. Honestly, I'll be honest with you, Brandon. Fuck him. I'm sorry to say that way. Screw him. Take his money back where it came from the desert. Stay over there and stay away from us. I don't. Oh man. If
Go
the
ahead.
standard of boxing is a certain price, leave it a certain price. Don't just like call it pay per view when it's $20 or whatever, or you want to price out. I mean, if you got a good fighter that to deserve more than that, and for the fans, do it right. I'm a firm believer of I like the Godfather. That's why I like the Godfather, because I'm not saying he's perfect either, but the Godfather, at least Bob Arum, at least will put the fights on one channel, and he doesn't care. Whatever he makes off of it, and that's it. You know what I mean? He's gonna make his money, and that's how it should be. But this guy right here, he's trying to change the whole atmosphere or stable of boxing, in my opinion. You know,
I like.
I mean, you made a great video on it, so people
I
need to
did.
go look at it and get what you're saying, because
I
you're
did
right what you're saying. Some people agree to what you said.
People in America are getting charged $20 for the Anthony Joshua Daniel Dubois fight, which I think is a good fight. Like I like the fight, but the card as a whole
Hmm.
is British card. You know, it's a lot of guys from the UK that mostly.
Yeah.
I think Anthony Joshua was never on pay-per-view in America. Maybe he was for Ngannou, because Ngannou was who he was in UFC. But maybe other than Ngannou,
Right.
Anthony Joshua is not an established pay-per-view fighter in America. And so even if it is only
Right.
$20 more than Americans have been paying for Anthony Joshua fights. So I do feel like that is still a form of price gouging the fans. And like I said in my video, I'll say it here again. If the Saudis really do have all this money to burn, why are they constantly putting their cards behind a paywall on pay-per-view?
Hmm. And I'll go back to what you're saying. Like, um, the thing about this guy, like even let's take for example, if Eddie Hearn probably won't dare to tell him, because he's going to get a lot of money from him, and say, hey, listen, you're not going to make the same amount of money from Joshua as you are if you had the fight in the kingdom, in the United Kingdom. You know what I'm saying? In the UK. So putting in the US, you're actually losing more money, in my opinion, than you are making. But you
Yes.
can't talk to this guy like this. So this guy came from out of nowhere, and I think we've talked about this before. That um, I don't know. I just don't like how all the directions going with him. Like he wants to buy out everything. Did he buy out the UFC? No, right?
He doesn't. He didn't buy him out yet. I don't think he did, but he works with them. Like he was here in Vegas. He was here in Vegas this week for the UFC fight at the Sphere.
Hmm.
So there's that.
Nah.
But
He, he,
Pop,
he's playing the fiddle.
I was gonna say
You saying?
I pretty much ran through everything I wanted to ask you. Is there anything else in boxing that you have an opinion on? You wanna get off?
Yeah, I want to ask you. Yeah, I want to ask you about Russell calling out Gervonta Davis.
I mean, Gary Russell did that last year when I interviewed him in Miami. He was doing that last year. Um,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, I don't think it'd be far fetched for him to fight Gary Russell Jr. Gary Russell Jr. is very inactive. He hasn't fought in what has it been 2 years and some change now.
Right.
It sounds very PBC. It sounds like a PBC type
Yeah.
of let Tank fight a guy that was a name, that
Oh,
was
okay.
a weight class, been inactive, and he's older, and bring him up to 135. But I don't really,
I mean, because
I like Gary Russell Jr. He's a fantastic fighter, and I think he'll make a really good coach. But it's a pointless fight. I've heard all
yeah.
kinds. I've heard Tank might fight Ryo. I've heard he might fight Lamont Roach, bring him up from 130 to 135.
Oh, okay. So there's a lot of rumors going around, so we really don't know. So that one was just caught my eye today when I was going through boxing scene and seeing a lot of the fights that are coming up. I said, man, that. But then, like you say, the guy's old too. You know, he's not a young buck anymore too. So,
Yeah,
but I mean, Shakur's not fighting now, so but whatever. We just have to hold our breath and wait. You know.
I have to hold our breath and wait. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Jaime Munguia is
Hmm.
fighting this week. Eric Bazzini, that'll be a pretty good fight. But
But that, yeah.
go ahead.
Is he fighting Friday night our time, or is he fighting Saturday? Because
I think
it says Friday night
he's fighting Friday night.
our time, so I'll be able to watch it then, right?
Yeah, but it'll be late over on where you're at.
Okay, okay, yeah,
So
and
we'll see.
and we'll see what happens. An OA is an OA. We'll see what's gonna happen with that. We just have to see what happened with the thing in boxing. But I had a great time tonight talking to you guys. It was good to come back, and thank you all for your support. Keep supporting BT. He's come a long way. Thank your success is our success. So just keep on supporting him. And that's all I can say. And God bless everybody here and all your family.
You go. And look, that'll pretty much conclude it for tonight. We pretty much
Hmm.
ran to talk about. I'll definitely try to bring Pops on a lot more and talk to him. But yeah, guys, keep supporting the channel. Keep rocking with us. We're about to break 81,000 subscribers, or yeah, 81,000 subscribers any minute now. And before you know, we'll blink a couple of times to be at 100K. So we appreciate all the support. It's been a long, tough, arduous journey, but it's been very fruitful as well. So thank you guys, and we'll see you on the next live. And take care.
Yeah.